it's a comedy. I mean, we just all watched Endgame, and I know that I cried about 20 times. So it's funny and it's lighter, and like you said, it's an adventure. The kids are off on this European adventure and just want to have a good time. And then, of course, stuff happens and Spider-Man has to show up, but they're really just a bunch of kids looking to have a good time. He's very down to earth, and I think he's such a fanboy in life, which is always appreciated by other fanboys. But he just does an amazing, and he's like a dancer. Like, he's a natural gymnast. His ability to move, his ability to do this role physically as well as just from the page he's really great at it. She's exceptionally intelligent in this and not a victim, not looking to be saved in any way. So it's exciting sort of seeing the love interest of a Spider-Man stand on her own.
Obviously, it's a character we all know and love and have for generations. So generations of us all love Spider-Man. But I think this is the new incarnation. I think the tone of the movie, it's so funny, it's so moving. The action, because of also it being an extension of Endgame and the MCU that we know, it's 40 times the size of what the first one was. And I think it lives up to all those expectations. And I think the group of actors is top notch. Like, every single person you're working with is not just someone who's a great personality that has charisma, but they're also great actors. So you're working with Sam Jackson, or you're working with Tom Holland, or you're working with Kobe, or you're working with Zendaya, or whoever you're working with, it's always going to be interesting. And that's rare. That's rare in any film, but in a film this size, with the action it has, and the story it's telling, that's pretty rare. Oh my God, you have no idea what you're about to see. And there are so many surprises, so many things you won't ever expect, and it's also just so much bigger than the last, and so much better. Not just because I'm in it, but also just because it just is huge. So get ready.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Man. Thank you.
Oh, it's so great, man. I mean, it was an incredible process. I was thinking about it a year ago today. I flew to London to start making this movie. So literally to this day, which is pretty incredible. And it's been an amazing year, just an incredible journey. And to join up with this incredible cast, and John Watts, he made the incredible first movie, but this one's even bigger. It's pretty amazing. He's a great guy, but I think more than that, he's also a physical actor. He's a dancer, and he's also a gymnast. So I think you feel that he can actually do these things. It's not just like, oh, there's a double in someone else, though there are doubles who do amazing stuff. But the whole character's in his body. I think he's also just a good-hearted person, and that's what Peter Parker is too. And so he is the closest thing to Spider-Man we got.
I guess what I would say is that Endgame is just the beginning. There are so many unanswered questions in that film. We don't know how Spider-Man feels about anything that happened in that movie. We don't know how the world feels about what happened in that movie. And this movie is a jumping off point for a lot of really interesting new paths. I think there's something about Tom Holland that really captures the, youthful exuberance of Peter Parker. He's excited, he's positive, and Tom can actually do like a backflip. So you put all those things together and you have the perfect Spider-Man. Zendaya's incredible. Like, she's such a smart, thoughtful person, and she's brought so much of herself and so much intelligence to the role that I feel lucky to have her. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I was so happy that he agreed to be in this movie, and from the first moment that we started talking about it, it's just been such an incredible experience. It's great. He's the ultimate Mysterio. Well, I really hope this movie has something for everyone. It's got action, it's got thrills, it's got twists, it's got romance, and it's the end of this incredible phase of the Marvel Universe. So seeing it in a theater, I can't think of anything more fun.
It's just some satisfaction for questions they have, and opening into a whole new world of what's possible in the Marvel Universe, and a feeling of joy when they leave, that they saw something that made them happy. Everything about him, you know, exudes youthfulness, energy. He's got a big personality. He's just a great kid too, and his sincerity comes through. So everything about him rings to his age group and to what we all remember, you know, our kind of wanting to be a kid and you're making me grow up too quickly. We feel it all.
A whole new Spider-Man. Something we've never seen before, stakes higher than they've ever been before, and a film that follows the masterpiece that is Avengers Endgame. You know, this film is the conclusion to Phase 3, and it is the introduction to Phase 4, and it won't disappoint. A lot of your questions answered, a good laugh, a good pick-me-up. I think this film is the perfect thing for fans to, like, you know, really have a good smile and enjoy themselves. And you know, if you want to know what happens next in the MCU, then this is the film for you. Whoa, I didn't even see that Spider-Man there. Wow, this is really cool. I mean, you know, these films never get old. Making them is a dream come true. I've been playing this character in my bedroom since I was a little kid, so being here today, my family's here. I think I've lost them in the chaos of this event, but I'll find them later, and it's a real honor to be here. You know, I'm just so lucky that I get to work with someone, hey, who I admire as much as Jake and bring this character Mysterio to life, and I can't wait for fans to see what he does with the character. It's amazing because it's so refreshing and it's unique and it's something we haven't seen before. We finally have Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know where he is, but we are actually wearing the same shoes tonight by complete coincidence, and I'm delighted about it.
He just truly loves what he does. He's so happy and enjoys playing Spider-Man through and through, and I think that just shines through how much he loves his job. And also he's just super talented, you know? He really can do the things that you see him do, which is it's very rare that you get that. It's been amazing, you know? I'm so lucky to be, I think, a very small piece of such an incredibly large, amazing puzzle. Just to know that you're like in the MCU is kind of crazy, but I've had such an amazing time, an amazing journey, kind of, I guess you could say recreating what MJ is, but it's been great. To be his kind of first step into this genre is pretty exciting, because I know there's a lot of people that have been waiting for that. So he absolutely kills it, and he's so talented. I mean, he's Jake Gyllenhaal. Far From Home is honestly, it's a feel-good movie. As much as it's an action movie, it's also a feel-good movie, and it's made to make people just go and get to escape into this world and have fun and hopefully just forget about whatever's going on and just kind of fall into the world of Spider-Man.
Let me tell you something. You're looking for everything. Action, laughter, intrigue, you name it, it's in this movie. This is the first movie after Endgame. This is a continuation of Endgame. This movie is going to be hot. I'm telling you right now. Don't miss Spider-Man Far From Home. If you're far from home, get home and go see Far From Home. If that makes any damn sense. I love y'all. This movie is going to be hot. I'm telling you right now. July 2nd, Spider-Man Far From Home hits theaters, and your boy JB Smoove is in it. How about that? You know what? I predict that this movie right here is going to set amazing numbers. And I'm telling you right now, I can anticipate JB Smoove being in the next one and the next one after that. Once you're in the Marvel Universe, you are in the universe. I am in the Marvel Universe.
I love the tone of the movies. I love Tom. I love John Watts, who directed it. It's so much fun to be able to come back and play a character with all this great young cast. There's a lot of comedy, a lot of spontaneity, some improvisation. So it has a great energy on the set, and I love being involved with this franchise. You know, it's the first film, I believe, since Endgame. So when we were filming it, we're some of the few people who knew what happened in it, because this takes place afterwards. So it's how everybody's dealing with the aftermath of such a big story, and And I don't want to spoil anything for those who haven't seen Endgame yet, but you know, the world has changed a lot, and it has had a great impact on my character, Happy, and on Spider-Man, on Peter Parker, Tom Holland's character. Spider-Man Far From Home is I love that there's comedy in it. I love that there's adventure, excitement. You know, it has all of that, everything you expect from a Marvel hero, but it also has this great ensemble of young, funny, and talented actors.
He's the best. He's just, well, because he is. He's super smart and super talented, and he just gets it. It just so happened that my mom and dad were in town, so they came, and my brother's here, some of my cousins, so it doesn't get old to share that with them.
I love Spider-Man. I grew up reading the comic books. It's the only comic book that I had a subscription to when I was a kid, so this is very exciting for me.
Tom is amazing. He's so kind and nice and charming, and he brings Spider-Man to life on the screen. He gets that balance of deepness, but also he has fun, and he's a teenager, and it's really great to see that on screen. I loved filming this. I mean, it was incredible. And like you said, it has that great balance. You have so many things that you can look forward to, so many things you can relate to, and yeah, it was just an amazingly fun time. They can look forward to action, romance, travel, fun, jokes, the lot, everything.
We try to cater to everybody, so the adventure and like the awkward high school thing, everyone relates to that. And then the superhero thing, which everyone is really excited about, which is crazy. The storyline is unbelievable, and they just like, John and everyone else, like the producers, really know what to do. I mean, there's all kinds of monsters, there's all kinds of backstories going on. There's more than just one thing going on, but that's just a glimpse, you know? So just like be prepared, because it's shocking.
It's just got a little bit of everyone's point of view. You got from the young kids to the older generation, and trying to come between it all and trying to survive.
Yeah, I think, you know, for anyone and who is in love with the Marvel Universe, this is, I think, like a perfect bookend. After everything that went down in Endgame, this is kind of like that final conclusion of everything that's gone on. The action was nuts.
It was crazy. We did so much from the London Bridge to...
Kudos to the stunt team, and all the pyrotechnics.
Yeah. But we take it to another level, this movie, and it's great. I think the most exciting thing is just a lot of action, a lot of fun, but also a little bit of a conclusion of Endgame and Infinity War Saga, having a little bit of the aftermath and seeing what happens to people post-snap and what happens to them when they come back and have to readjust to this world, whether, you know, they were snapped or weren't snapped, and that's something I think people are going to be really, really interested in.
Because he is Spider-Man, and it's so much fun. I think one of the best things about this is not just that people don't just want to be Spider-Man, they want to be Tom Holland, right? So the wish fulfillment works on both angles, and he comes to work so excited to do this every single day. Zendaya is the kind of talent that only comes along every so often. I think she's a generational talent. I think she's going to define what people think is cool, what people think is smart for a long time to come. Jake is such a talent, and he came to this movie with so many ideas. He's just one of those guys who's working every day to make the movie better, not just his part, not just his character, but the movie as a whole, and we could be no luckier than to have this guy in this role.
The reason we want to make Spider-Man movies, and the reason that that we wanted this film to come after Endgame, is it not only ties into that story, it ties into Peter Parker's journey, and we get to see the events of Endgame from the ground level, from a very relatable kid in Peter Parker, and this kid from high school, who also happens to be the greatest hero in the universe. And seeing him step out of the shadow of the Avengers, taking his place as this rightful hero, who also has his Aunt May, and has this girl that he really likes, and has his best friend. It doesn't get more relatable than that. Well, Zendaya, shares initials with other characters we've seen before in the Spidey films, MJ, but is an entirely different character, an entirely different persona. She is also an incredible actress who we cast off an amazing audition she did with no makeup under fluorescent lights. She just did a self-tape, and we said, yes, we just want real kids like that. And then it turned out, in addition to being a real kid and an amazing actress, she's a fashion icon, which I did not realize at the time. And again, it's about chemistry in these movies, with all of the kids, with Jacob. I mean, it's remarkable what they have. And again, that bond is on-screen and off-screen. We've wanted to work with him for many, many years. And finally, as Mysterio in Far From Home, we have Mr. Gyllenhaal, and he's awesome, and he's amazing. And the bond he and Tom have on-screen and off-screen is amazing.
I think it will be a very lot of action, emotional, and all the Marvel fans who love Endgame, they will surprise what's going to happen after Endgame.
Oh my gosh, so many things. I mean, he's young, he's charming, he's relatable, he's so physical, he can do like the most amazing things. He can do almost everything the stuntman can do. I mean, and I think he did like a double backflip in his audition with Robert Downey Jr. So he's the whole package. It's amazing to have Jake in a movie like this. He's an amazing actor. He's never done one of these movies. We were so excited that he wanted to take on the role of Mysterio, and he does an amazing job.
I think the most important thing about this movie is everything you want in a film and in a superhero movie. It's got action, it's got heart, it's got dialogue, it's got questioning about being who you are, or being in love, or loving someone, or feeling the loss of someone that you love. So I say, get out there, come and see us, Spider-Man, Far From Home.
Hi guys, here's today's Daily Fact. In order to get the role of Spider-Man amidst hundreds of contestants, on his audition tape, Tom Holland decided to do a somersault into the frame and then a somersault out, trying to convince the casting directors with his acrobatics. Looks like he made it. Remember to click below to subscribe, and if you like my shirt, you can get it at the link in the description.